You've been visualizing for months, and nothing has changed. Every morning you close your eyes, you see the life you want. You hold the picture as long as you can, and then you open your eyes to the same room, the same circumstances, the same gap between what you see inside and what shows up outside. The missing piece has never been your ability to picture something. By the end of this, you'll understand exactly why your visualizations haven't been landing, and what single shift turns a mental image into a living blueprint. Think about the last time something shocked you. A phone call with bad news, a near miss on the highway, a moment where your stomach dropped and your whole body locked into one single frame of reality. You didn't try to remember that moment. You couldn't forget it if you wanted to. That experience branded itself into you. Every detail, every texture, the quality of light in the room, the sound in the background. Your subconscious absorbed the entire scene in less than a second. Now, compare that to your morning visualization practice. You're sitting quietly, constructing an image of your desire. You see the house, the relationship, the bank account. You hold the picture, maybe you add some color, some detail, and then you get up and make coffee. The image fades before the water boils. So what made the difference between the shock that's still vivid years later and the visualization you forgot by lunch? One word: emotion. The shock carried a massive emotional charge. Your visualization carried almost none, and that charge is everything, because emotion is how the subconscious recognizes what matters. Your subconscious mind processes millions of data points every day: sights, sounds, textures, temperatures, micro-expressions on strangers' faces. It filters almost all of it out. It has to. You'd go insane processing every input consciously. So it uses a sorting system, and that system runs on one primary signal: emotional intensity. The stronger the feeling attached to an experience, the deeper it gets filed. The weaker the feeling, the faster it gets discarded. Your subconscious treats a flat, emotionless visualization the same way it treats the color of a stranger's shoes on the subway. Background noise, gone in seconds. Neville Goddard understood this at a level most people still haven't caught up to. When he taught his students to visualize, he never once said, "See a picture of what you want." He said, "Feel yourself into the scene." He said, "Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled." The feeling, that word carried the entire teaching. He knew the image alone was a postcard. Nice to look at, easy to set down. The image soaked in feeling was a lived experience the subconscious couldn't distinguish from memory. This is where most people stall out though. They hear "add emotion" and they try to manufacture excitement. They squeeze their eyes shut and attempt to force a feeling of joy or gratitude. It comes out hollow, performative. Like smiling for a photo when you're exhausted. The shape is right, but the life behind it is missing. Forced emotion doesn't carry signal. The subconscious reads it the way you read a form letter with your name mail merged into the greeting. Technically personalized. Actually generic, real emotional charge comes from a different place entirely. It comes from meaning. When you visualize your desire, the question underneath the image matters more than the image itself. Why does this matter to you? What does having this mean about who you've become? What does it resolve in you? When you touch that nerve, the real one, the one connected to your identity, your worth, the version of yourself you've been aching to step into, the emotion arrives uninvited. You don't have to manufacture it. It floods the scene, because the scene finally means something to your deeper mind. A woman visualizing a wedding ring on her finger might feel nothing if she's just trying to manifest a relationship. But if that ring represents the end of years of believing she was fundamentally unlovable, if seeing it on her hand means that belief was wrong, was always wrong, the emotion that rises from that recognition could bring her to tears. That's the charge. That feeling doesn't need to be amplified or performed. It burns through the subconscious like a brand because it touches the core of identity. Goddard called this the state. He described it as a place you enter, a frequency you inhabit. The Kybalion frames it differently, as vibration. Everything vibrates, and the rate of vibration determines what manifests on the physical plane. Emotion is vibration you can feel. A visualization without emotion vibrates at the frequency of idle thought. Interesting, maybe. Creative, sure, but low energy. A visualization drenched in genuine feeling vibrates at the frequency of lived experience. Your subconscious can't tell the difference between a memory of something that happened and a vividly felt imaginal scene. Both carry the same vibrational signature. This is why trauma imprints so efficiently. Nobody tries to memorize a car accident. The emotional surge does the work automatically, burning every detail into the subconscious with permanent ink. The mechanism is neutral. It works the same way for ecstasy as it does for terror. You can use it deliberately, but only if you bring real feeling to the table. So how do you actually do this? Start by abandoning the idea that visualization is a visual exercise. The name is misleading. The image is a vehicle. The feeling is the fuel. Before you construct any scene, spend time with the why. Journal about it. Sit with it. Let yourself feel what your desire actually means to you at the deepest level. What wound does it heal? What truth does it confirm about who you really are? Get specific enough that your throat tightens or your eyes sting. That's the signal that you've hit real emotional bedrock. Then build your scene around that feeling. Choose a single moment, brief, specific, implying the fulfillment of everything you want. Goddard suggested a scene that would naturally follow the wish fulfilled: a congratulatory handshake, a specific conversation, the weight of a key in your hand, something small and sensory. Loop that moment. Feel it from inside, first person, through your own eyes. Feel the texture, the temperature, the pressure. And underneath all of it, let the meaning of this moment saturate every detail. You should feel the same thing you'd feel if it had already happened: relief, gratitude, quiet certainty, the exhale after years of holding your breath. Your body should respond. If nothing happens physically, if your heart rate stays flat, if your muscles stay slack, if you feel the same as you did scrolling your phone 5 minutes ago, you haven't reached the layer that matters yet. The subconscious speaks through the body. When you've genuinely entered the state Goddard described, your physiology shifts, your breathing changes, your chest opens, or your eyes water. Something moves. That physical response is confirmation that the image has passed from conscious construction to subconscious reception. Here's where discipline enters. 1. Emotionally charged session won't restructure your assumptions overnight. The subconscious learns through repetition paired with intensity. Think of it like a path through dense forest. The first time you walk it, you're pushing through brush. The second time, slightly easier. By the 20th time, there's a visible trail. Each emotionally vivid session cuts the path deeper. Each flat mechanical visualization is like walking beside the path you already started, close, but leaving no trace. The biggest obstacle you'll face is the morning after. You do the work at night, you feel the reality of your desire so deeply that tears come, and then you wake up to unchanged circumstances. Every atom in your environment screams that the old reality is still true. This is the test. This is where the inner work demands the most from you, because the subconscious takes time to reorganize external reality around a new assumption. The gap between the inner shift and the outer evidence is where most people abandon the practice and conclude it doesn't work. They mistake the delay for denial. Goddard was blunt about this. He said, "Live in the end. The feeling of the wish fulfilled has to become your home base, the place you return to every time circumstances try to pull you back into the old story. The emotion you generate in your visualization sessions has to extend into your waking hours as a quiet undercurrent. You walk through your day carrying the inner knowing that it's done. The circumstance hasn't caught up yet. Fine. That's timing. And timing belongs to a deeper intelligence than your conscious mind. The people who break through are the ones who refuse to let the outside overwrite the inside. They feel the reality of their desire more vividly than they feel their current limitations. They've practiced the state so many times that the new assumption has become more real to the subconscious than the old one. And at some point, different for everyone, impossible to predict, the outer world reorganizes to match. Emotion is the carrier wave. The image rides on top of it. Without the wave, the image just sits in your conscious mind like a daydream. Pleasant, harmless, powerless. With the wave, the image penetrates to the level where beliefs form, where assumptions solidify, where your entire reality gets its instructions. So tonight, when you close your eyes, stop trying to see clearly. Start trying to feel deeply. Find the scene that makes your breath catch. Stay there until your body believes it. That single shift, from watching your desire to inhabiting it, is the difference between wishing and knowing. And the subconscious only acts on what it knows.